called the Air Canada Centre in Toronto, Ontario, the home of the Raptors, where we're broadcasting live. 2K Sports is proud to present NBA basketball. With Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and our sideline reporter, Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. And back in Toronto following the road trip, it's the Raptors on their home court.
This is the start of a brief homestand for them, but they may have a chance here, Kevin, to get some wins in front of their home fans before they head back out on the road.
And because you never know what's going to happen on that next road trip, it's much easier to control your own fate on a short homestand.
Now let's take a look at Denver's opening lineup. Bledsoe is out there with Alec Burks. Then it's Chris Middleton. Then there's Kenneth Faried. And it's Duncan in the pivot spot manning the middle. Garnett kicks to Lowe. 6 to shoot. And he gets it to go.
Defensively, that possession better not start a trend because they just handed him 2 points. And for Kyle Lowry, last season was full of milestones. First, he signs the big contract extension for 4 years. Then he earns his first ever All-Star selection. Unfortunately, he didn't finish as strong with the postseason, but a terrific year. And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
Definitely saved the layup with that foul, and he'll make him earn them from the line, and that's what you want to see.
It is now to Bazemore. Screen by Howard. Outside jumper. Left side Lowry. From past the arc. And it's Lowry again missing. And on the topic of Lowry, he became only the 3rd Toronto Raptor ever, Clark, to be voted into the All-Star game.
Yeah, you know, Bosch and Vinsanity, the other 2, Lowry also participated in the All-Star Weekend Skills Challenge. Man, he's been outstanding as a point guard.
And a tenacious leader for the Raptors.
Yeah. And really no choice but to lunge for that pass to make sure it didn't get through.
Yeah, and that was important. Probably would have been a quick 2 points if he doesn't get a hand on it and knock it out of bounds.
He dishes it to Howard. Back to Lowry. Howard against Duncan. 7-foot shot.
That's another miss. Already they've missed 3 out of 4 to start.
Lowry against Bledsoe. Pass to Middleton. Back to Bledsoe. Feeds it to Faried. It's rebounded by Kyle Lowry.
You rarely see him missing dunks. Dwight Howard with some slick passing on that one.
Bledsoe outside. Middleton on the wing. The 17-footer. Can't get it to go. Now Toronto takes it the other way. Bazemore inside the 3-point line. Offensive rebound. Lowry kicks to Shumpert. Burks with the steal. Bledsoe outside. To the right side. Burks with it. He's against Garnett. Burks the pass to Faried. Dwight Howard grabs the board.
Oh, that's terrific defense there. That's how you protect the rim.
A shot by Lowry. Wide open. Buries it from 3-point range.
There's a chance he could have a big game if they don't D him up more tightly on the perimeter.
And Bledsoe. He has a highlight reel unto himself, guys.
Yeah,
wow.
That could very well be a contender for Dunk of the Year and perhaps might make its way all over the internet.
I'll tell you what, that is the crowd pleaser of all crowd pleasers.
And Bazemore kicks to Howard. The 17-footer. And Garnett with the basket on the assist by Howard.
Yeah, it's just a smart shot taking advantage of the mismatch.
Well, with a stroke like that and the height advantage as well, the mid-range J is almost a gimme.
Bledsoe dishes to Middleton. Duncan inside. He's guarded by Howard. And Duncan gets it to go in. Here's Lowry. He's got 5. And the foul on Eric Bledsoe. That is his first foul of the game. And the Raptors with some changes. Chris Anderson is checked in for Howard. Boozer comes in for Kevin Garnett. And it's Marion in for Shumpert. And that one's good.
Shots are just flowing from him right now, having a really strong quarter.
The Nuggets missed the postseason again last year. Never really had a good look at it and just fell in back of the pack.
And it's the second straight year of not playing playoff basketball in Denver. This coming on the heels of 10 straight bursts between 04 and 13.
Lowry with the ball. Now guarded by Bledsoe. The shot by Lowry, no good. The Nuggets trail. Bledsoe kicks to Middleton. Good, and Bledsoe gets the assist. Middleton's got his first points in this one.
Well, I like the way they're sharing the ball, and Bledsoe right in the middle, spreading it around.
Lowry for 3. And the Raptors hit again from deep.
He is just tearing it up this quarter. That lead's not going anywhere while he's this hot.
Bledsoe passes to Middleton. The tray. Can't hit. Now Toronto takes it the other way. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Boozer.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
The Raptors making a switch here. Ross is checked in. And a switch here also for Denver. Pachulia, he's checked in for Kenneth Faried. Pachulia dishes to Burks. Kicks it to Duncan. Anderson with the block. But they'll get another chance. 3 on the clock. And Bledsoe, here we go.
So I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Yeah, if you're going to foul, then make sure that you don't give a chance for the and one.
This is his first trip to the line tonight.
One thing about Eric Bledsoe, he made it clear he wanted to be paid like an upper-tier player, and that led to quite a negotiation between he and the Suns last year. Ultimately, the two sides agreed to a 5-year, $70 million deal.
O.J. Mayo, he's checked in for Toronto. Lawson comes in for Kyle Lowry. Talking about Eric Bledsoe's contract, many insiders felt like it was too much for a sporadic talent. We knew that he was the good backup in Los Angeles with the Clippers and going to Phoenix in a more prominent role. You know, but he went on to have a dynamic season, proving that, you know, Greg, and you know this position so well, he has the ability to be one of the best league's combo guards, I think.
I agree. I mean, consistency will tell the tale when it comes to Bledsoe. I mean, the rebounds and assists, the averages were up last year, but his shooting percentages were down. So is Bledsoe a near max level player? Only time will tell.
Toronto leading by 3. Out of bounds. Denver takes possession.
Well, he just didn't make the catch, didn't look the ball into his hands. He must have thought the ball was going somewhere else.
Jared Bayless is checked in for Denver. Denver's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Rivers against Lawson. Rivers kicks to Pachulia. And the pass to Duncan. Denver passing it around. Kept alive. Off on the layup.
And after defending on the shot, he doesn't give up on the play. Follow that straight to the glass for the rebound.
Mayo into the lane. Lawson outside. There's the 3. And he gets it to go. Lawson's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Duncan with the screen for Rivers. And he dunks it after the pick frees him up.
Nice work by Duncan to lay into that defender.
Lawson outside. They set the pick. Screen by Boozer. Mayo kicks to Ross. Inside. Shot clock at 6. And Anderson slams it in.
Taking it to the rack with power right there.
And hammering down with the two-handed slam.
Just piling on the lead with the dunk like that.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Nuggets.
And Terrence Ross showed fantastic development in his second season, but really took a step back last year. All of his shooting percentages were down. He exuded confidence, but still at times just could not buy a basket.
Dwight Howard, he's checked in for the Raptors. The Nuggets also changing it up. Kyle O'Quinn comes in for Tim Duncan. And Tony Snell subbed in for Chris Middleton. Rivers kicks to Bayless. Great use of the pick to create room for the jumper.
Austin Rivers.
Bayless has got his first points of the night.
You can't afford to give him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you've got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
The kick out to Boozer. Mayo, the pass to Howard. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
Yeah, he went for a little extra on that one.
Well, he usually doesn't finish soft, obviously. You know, he can when necessary, sure, but not that time.
Not when you can throw it down like that.
Yes, sir. Rebounding is going to be the focal point for them in this one, fellas. I can feel it.
It always is, and it has been so far, and they've gotten a nice edge on the glass.
Bayless dishes to Rivers. He feeds it to O'Quinn. He kicks it to Pachulia. And that one's good. Pachulia's got his first basket.
Well, he knew how many inches he had over the guy. I mean, let's face it, good decision to just rise up and take the jump shot.
Howard with a screen on Rivers. Was on the wing. No one near him. Here's Mayo. The shot is off. And the Nuggets going the other way. Pass to O'Quinn. Over to the left wing. Here's Snell. Makes it off the glass. And now just a 2-point Toronto lead.
I'll tell you what, the defenders didn't even get a sniff of him on that move to the hoop.
And there's the call on Austin Rivers. That's his first foul.
That's his first personal foul.
.116 left to play in the first. From about 16.
Nothing dropping for him, so I think in the best interest of his team, he may need to think about not shooting right now.
Six on the shot clock. Out to the right wing. Bayless's shot is off.
Well, that's clearly a situation you want to make sure you don't give him too good of a look at.
No doubt about it. You cannot let up defensively just because he missed that one.
Boy, that's a nice feed by Lawson.
To the wing right side. Rivers again. It's Lawson. Dishes it to O'Quinn. It's hauled in by the Raptors. Boozer's got his 5th rebound in this one. Passes to Howard. And the bucket counts. And he's on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a 3-point play.
And the game plan is clear. Work the ball inside.
And it's working for him, Greg. You like that initiative, not settling for stuff on the perimeter.
We've got 13 seconds left to play here in the first. The feed now to Rivers. The dish now to Snell. Here's Bayless. And that concludes the first quarter of play. Raptors lead by 7. We'll be back shortly live from the Air Canada Centre in downtown Toronto. All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the Raptors.
They've definitely had a hot hand from three-point range. Always nice to get off to a good start.
They also haven't been afraid to take it strong to the hoop early on tonight. I like that.
They got him on Shumpert. Nogueira out there with Marion. Then there's Kent Bazemore. And it's Lawson in at the point guard position. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto. Here's Bayless. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
For Bayless, it was his 6th team in 7 years last season. A good utility combo guard to have. He can score, he can make plays for others. He's really defined his role in this league.
Talking about Jared Bayless, some thought he would be a star when he first entered the NBA, and he certainly had his moments, Greg, but inconsistency and turnovers have kept the lid on his progress.
Yeah, well, where I like Bayless is in spot plays. You need a lift, you need a spark offensively. You go see Jared.
For Toronto, they come in off the loss to the Wizards in Washington. Fareed against Marion. Rivers kicks to Fareed. Banked in off the glass.
He got a little room at the rim and laid it in. Great play.
Just over 1 minute has passed here in the second quarter. Watson the pass to Bazemore. Nogueira with it. Out to Shumpert. Nogueira gets a screen for Shumpert. 6 to shoot. Here's Bazemore. Nothing that time. He's 0 for 2.
You could tell he assumed he'd be able to beat the defensive coverage, even though it was all over.
Went for the two-hander on that slam. That's where the weight room comes into play, Kevin.
I think some urgency from him there.
I think he's sensing that this is a critical time in the game, fellas.
Shumpert dishes to Marion. Lawson outside. Marion a screen on Fareed. Marion with it. Now guarded by Fareed. Shumpert, no good.
Well, I think the defense got lucky right there. I mean, he's going to make a lot more of those than he misses when he's got that much room.
And the foul called on Sean Marion. That is his first foul of the game. And some changes here for the Raptors. Kevin Garnett is checked in for Marion. And it's Lowry in for Ty Lawson. And Fareed kicks to Rivers. And he goes in for the dunk.
And really, he epitomizes what a point guard should be. I mean, his skills as a passer might actually be matched by that creativity he shows around the rim.
Well, judging by that jam, Greg, I'd say you're absolutely right.
Boy, that's a nice surge for them just when they needed it in a game that was so tight.
And Shumpert kicks to Lowry. And again, Toronto no up. For Denver, they've gone a nice 3 of 3 to start the second. Right wing. Here's Bayless. And the shot no good, a bit short.
Not really sure what he was thinking about on that shot. That is not high IQ basketball.
Not at all. I mean, he shouldn't even have considered taking that shot. Just a poor choice there.
No one near him. And he knocks down the jumper. Bayless has got 4 this quarter. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Lowry passes to Bazemore. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry. And the Raptors lead by 1. Lowry against Rivers. He dishes it to Bayless. Misses the 3. Raptors have gone 2 of 6 from the field in the second quarter so far. And it's out of bounds. And they say last touch by Garnett.
Boy, once again, the Raptors were able to put forth a really strong year. you know, the national media recognized it, and the Raptors picked up more and more of the spotlight marquee games as a result.
Denver making a switch here. Tim Duncan, he's checked in for Kyle O'Quinn. Chris Middleton comes in for Tony Snell. Burks, he's checked in for Jared Bayless. And it's Eric Bledsoe in for Rivers. Well, for a long time, Greg, the Raptors didn't have a lot of nationally broadcast games in the U.S. Seemed like a forgotten team at times, unfortunately.
Yeah, and you know what? A playoff drop is one of the ways that ended that factor. Also, the team plays an exciting brand of basketball. They're a division winner to go along with that, so you start adding those things up, and you see why the Raptors continue to get more and more coverage nationally.
Well, it looks like he's cooled down a bit after hitting those two in the first quarter.
Pass to Fareed. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a three-point play.
Really not hard to see why they're giving up points on this run. I mean, they've just given them too many looks inside.
Yeah, and usually when a team goes on a run like this, it's because they are getting too many opportunities on the inside. Make them beat you from deep.
Here's what Toronto's going with right now. Dwight Howard, he's checked in for Nogueira. Boozer comes in for Kevin Garnett. And it's Marion in for O.J. Mayo. Nuggets have gone 5 of 7 from the field here in the second. Bledsoe kicks to Duncan. Puts it up. And the rebound goes to Boozer. Boozer's got 6 rebounds in the game. Marion outside. Off target with his 3. Denver shooting at 48% from the floor. Looking good. Bledsoe dishes to Middleton. Bledsoe kicks to Duncan. Back to Bledsoe. Rebounded by Howard. Howard's got his 3rd rebound on the night. So for the Nuggets, their last game, a loss to the Wizards. Marion with it. Now guarded by Middleton. And that one's good. Boozer.
Boy, such outstanding patience and decision-making for them offensively.
Absolutely. Their ball movement has been outstanding, and they're piling up the assists.
Fast break. Here come the Raptors. The shot by Marion, no good. The Nuggets trail. And so it looks like Denver will retain possession here. Ty Lawson, he's checked in for Kyle Lowry.
For your Raptors, Ty Lawson.
Bledsoe against Lawson. Bledsoe passes to Fareed. Back to Bledsoe. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Fareed trying to get open. And Duncan gets it to go in. Duncan's got it all tied up now for the Nuggets. Feeds it to Ross. Kicks it to Howard. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
That's his 2nd personal foul.
Terrence Ross, an explosive young player who can really put on a show. Clark jaw-dropping, highlight reel dunks are his specialty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Tremendous athlete, great bounce and elevation and creativity. Won the slam dunk contest as a rookie.
The Raptors making a switch here. Anderson's checked in.
And back to Terrence Ross. Sometimes the show he puts on is of the scoring variety. He threw in 51 against the Clippers 2 seasons ago. Great lift and form on his shot.
Lawson against Bledsoe. There's the pass to Ross. From downtown, it's hauled in by the Nuggets. Fareed's got rebound number 5 here tonight.
You know, one thing I think about with Terrence Ross is he can be all or nothing. His game moves up and down like a roller coaster or an echocardiogram. I mean, he's up, he's way up, and he's down. Look out below.
And he can't bank that one in.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Yeah, tit for tat on the glass. Just one more aspect of what's been a very closely contested ball game here.
Here's Burks. And another miss by Denver. Toronto's gone 1 of 6 from three-point land in the second quarter. Less than 20%. But they've continued to let them fly. The Nuggets trail by 3. Bledsoe right side. He feeds it to Burks. Chris Anderson pulls it in.
Boy, he really bungled that finish.
Lawson with it. Eric Bledsoe covering. Was on the wing. He kicks to Boozer. Burks with the steal. It's stolen by Lawson. Here's Boozer. Some solid defense from Fareed.
He's always going to have a difficult time finishing when the defense is in his face like that.
Bledsoe for 3. And it's Toronto with the rebound. So timeout called here, the first for Toronto.
You know, for Carlos Boozer, last year was a bit peculiar. I mean, after being a key player for several playoff teams throughout his career, he landed on the Lakers where the playoffs were nowhere in sight. Tough environment for a veteran to succeed in.
And getting back to Boozer, last year he was claimed off amnesty waivers by the Lakers. Now, Los Angeles paid $3.25 million of his salary, while the Bulls paid the remaining $13.5 million of his salary.
And getting away from the contract, you know, he actually had a decent year. Shot over 50% from the field, strong rebounds per minute average. I mean, he's a professional. He went in and did his job.
Here's what Toronto's going with right now. Dwight Howard. He's checked in for Anderson. Garnett comes in for Carlos Boozer. Shumpert, who's checked in for Sean Marion. And it's Kent Bazemore in for Ross.
And Zaza Pachulia, for my money, has been one of the toughest players in the league. He's got a boxer's mentality. Even his face looks a little bit like a boxer's. He doesn't have the quick twitch muscles of some guys, but his power and effort consistently stand out. Another pass put right into the shooter's pocket, right in the shooting pocket for a terrific assist. They've done a lot of that today.
And it's something we haven't seen much of at the opposite end of the floor.
And the shot is good. The Raptor lead has been cut to just 1 on the basket from Bayless. Talking about Jaja's toughness, it's one of the reasons he has such a high rebounds per minute average over his career. And defending on the blocks, he's almost unmovable.
He really, you know what, Coach Kidd loves Jaja. Even started him over John Henson by the end of the season. I mean, he's always willing to trade body blows down low and certainly wins his fair share of those battles.
Here's Bayless. The 17-footer goes down. Bayless has got 9 points now in the quarter.
He has created some terrific opportunities for himself and really made the most of them. That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
There's the pick. Pass to O'Quinn. Dishes to Snell. And there's a whistle that goes on him on Shumpert.
Boy, that's his second foul, and he does not want to pick up number 3 here. That'll mess your game up for sure.
And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for the Nuggets.
Guys, their penetration has been outstanding. I mean, it's actually been great. They're really finding those holes in the defense.
And they're also clicking at the free throw line, not wasting any of those opportunities.
O.J. Mayo is checked in for Toronto. And here's Rivers. Currently averaging almost 6 points a game. Here's O'Quinn. And he overdid it there. Too much force, it looked like, on the foul, and he's called for the flagrant.
And Kevin, I got to tell you, he's probably fortunate to just get a flagrant one there. I mean, so much contact. The officials easily could have gone even harder on him.
Greg, I agree. He'd better be on his best behavior from now on. One more flagrant of any variety, and he's out of here. And Toronto making a change here. Nogueira's checked in. Now, here's O'Quinn, guarded by Garnett. Bayless's shot is off.
But that would have been lucky had it fallen. Poor shot selection.
Yeah, look at the coach's face and the expression. It says all over it. Are you kidding me?
The basket counts and one. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it a three-point play. Sean Marion is checked in for Toronto. The Raptors shooting their 6th attempt at the charity stripe in the game. Tanking is something that all teams that are out of it tend to do. I hate that word, Clark, but it seems to be the one used by a lot. Nuggets didn't really try to hide it last season either.
Well, you know, it certainly looked that way. Right around March, they just started sitting key players for no real reason. They framed it as rest, but it didn't quite look that way.
First one falls for him. And so Snell nails both of them. Toronto trailing. Toronto shooting their 7th and 8th free throw attempts for the game right here. First free throw is good.
2 shots.
He doesn't get the second one.
They should be in front right now, but he'll be relieved not to have come up totally empty there.
No one near may have.
He hits the shot at the very last second.
And we're through the first half of basketball here, and what's been a good one. Toronto ahead, leading by just 2. Time now for the halftime break, with the third quarter soon to follow, right here on 2K Sports.
Okay, man, put your hands.
And now the start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead through the first 2 quarters. One of the stories here, Kyle Lowry getting it done today.
You just can't shoot the triple any better than he did in that first half. That was incredible.
And here in the second, Greg, he's got to just keep taking them and making them. And if that's the case, no reason for him to stop.
Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half.
We've seen Lowry doing his thing. He's got 13 points, and from downtown, he's buried 3 three-pointers.
Well, when he squared himself up and gotten good looks, he's knocked them down.
Second half underway. Here's who Mike Malone's got on the floor. Chris Middleton is out there with Kenneth Faried. Then there's Alec Burks. Then there's Bledsoe. And it's O'Quinn in the center, locking down the middle. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. Kyle Lowry picks one up there. The first one falls.
You know, Kenneth Faried was named to the NBA All-Rookie First Team 4 years ago. Took the league by storm with his energy and hustle. Looked like the sky was the limit for him, but every year since then, his numbers have looked very similar.
Ty Lawson, he's checked in for Kyle Lowry. And Shumpert kicks to Anderson. And that one is hammered home.
Now, this is why the breakaway rim was invented, for plays just like that.
Well, he almost brought the whole thing down, Clark, by hanging on that long.
Yeah, he did.
I tell you what, though, great dunk, and this is even a better game we got going on right now.
Middleton dishes to Faried. Burks kicks to Bledsoe. Just 4 to shoot. Here's O'Quinn. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. Getting back to Faried, the numbers through last season tell a very interesting story. His field goal percentage has gone down every year, while his free throw percentage has gone up every year.
Yeah, his rebounds, assists, steals, block numbers have all stayed relatively flat. You know, he's making a positive contribution, but maybe not at the level of that contract extension he signed back in 14.
No good from Lawson. Denver in the lead. So here's Burks. He's a good contributor to his team, averaging about 10.5 points a game. The shot by Middleton, wide open. And the three ball is good.
For three.
Middleton's got a pair of threes now here in the third for the Nuggets. Here's Lawson. And O'Quinn sends it back. Bledsoe outside. Now here's Burks. Fareed right side. And it's good with time running down on the shot clock. Now it's a 6-point Nugget lead. Clark, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
You know what? A basket here would do a lot for their confidence.
Wants in the pass to Mayo. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot two.
That's his first personal foul.
And guys, when you look at O.J. Mayo's statistics over the past few years, nothing really stands out. But then you watch him in games, especially in clutch moments, and he can seem like the most dangerous guy on the floor. A scary, deep-range shooter who loves to take defenders one-on-one.
Here's what Toronto's going with right now. Howard's checked in for Anderson. Garnett comes in for Sean Marion. And it's Kyle Lowry in for Ty Lawson. Here's Bledsoe. No good. Good work defensively by Lowry. On the topic of O.J. Mayo, has value in this NBA.
Yeah, he really does. I mean, he's multi-skilled, good size, sees himself as a superstar, and yet that sometimes derails him being as effective as he could be because he just can't quite get comfortable in that role of being a backup.
Here's Duncan. Great D that time from Howard.
Boy, they were ready for him right there. I mean, totally collapsed the defense on him.
On the wing, Shepard. And again, no good by Toronto.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
Bledsoe outside. Off the pick.
Good job. Nice job by Fareed to lay into that defender. Put some wood on him with that screen.
Lowry dishes to Mayo. And the foul on Alec Brooks. That'll be his second foul of the game. Terrence Ross is checked in for Iman Shumpert.
Terrence Ross.
Denver on D. Since the second half started, they've only given up 3 points.
And he just leaves the D in the dust and explodes to the basket.
You're right. Clark, maybe a momentum changer right there, huh?
It could be, Kevin. I mean, a dunk like that can sometimes get an opponent reeling.
Outside for Bledsoe. Fareed, right side. Just 5 to shoot. Middleton can't get it to go. Raptors trailed by 5. Ross kicks to Lowry. Ross on the wing. Garnett outside. Raptors moving the ball around. And Fareed sends it back. Now Burks. Outside for Bledsoe. Bledsoe with another miss.
Just not there from a rhythm standpoint right now. It's really eluding him.
Passes it to Lowry. Here's the 3. And the rebound goes to Duncan.
Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole because he is just not there offensively.
Howard, the pass to Lowry. Lets the 3 fly. Good on the shot. Lowry's got 16.
Talk about doing a Rip Van Winkle on defense. Come on, guys, wake up. Why are they leaving him open at the three-point line? Come on.
Denver calls timeout. Mark, one thing about Kyle Lowry, he has a bulldog mentality. We saw that from his days at Villanova.
No question about that, and I love that about him. He's very simple, not really flashy, just consistently beats the rock. He wears his opponents down.
And Toronto will go for a different look here. Anderson, he's checked in for Howard. Boozer comes in for Kevin Garnett. Kent Bazemore's checked in for O.J. Mayo. And it's Lawson in for Kyle Lowry. Here is Bayless. 11 points in the game. And they force the shot clock violation. Great team.
And those are the kinds of mistakes that are magnified when we're talking about a game down the stretch.
Rivers again. It's Lawson. And there's the feed to Bazemore. That is in there. Lawson with the assist. Lawson's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And, Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know he doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
To the wing on the left. Here's Bazemore. And that misses. That would have put him up.
He's got to be disappointed with himself on that one. He has got to knock those down.
Snell dishes to Pachulia. And the foul on Kent Bazemore. That's his first foul.
That's his first personal foul.
Rivers with it. The dish to O'Quinn. And again, Denver no good. Toronto, they've gone a somewhat subpar 4 of 10 on their shots in the second half so far. Outside Boozer. He dishes it to Ross. Back to Boozer for the lead. And he gets the jumper to drop. Boozer's got his 2nd bucket of the night. Rivers again. Lawson. Pachulia kicks to O'Quinn. And good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim. O'Quinn's got it all tied up now for the Nuggets. To the paint. Stolen. To the middle. Snell. That's good. Snell's got 7 points in the game. And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for the Nuggets.
The activity level defensively, I've really been impressed with. There's been an attack mode on the defensive end.
You know, adding on to that, you look at their block totals tonight, and you see how feisty they've been on the defensive end this game.
And it's out of bounds. The Raptors will take it the other way.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
Lawson kicks it to Bazemore. And he gets it to go. Bazemore's got 4 points in the quarter.
Well, they certainly didn't have much of a problem getting the ball into the post that time.
Yeah, and that's important because this game may ultimately come down to which team controls the paint in crunch time.
Pass to Rivers. 5 to shoot. Feeds it to O'Quinn. Soft touch off the glass.
Assist goes to
O'Quinn's got 6 points.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
Toronto calls timeout. In addition to going over the game plan and making whatever necessary adjustments have to be made, Greg, this timeout also the time for players to get rehydrated or hydrate for the first time with some Gatorade. Plenty of basketball still to be played here, and they have to get recharged.
That's a great point. Without proper hydration, a player can completely run out of gas down the stretch of a game. And that's something that none of these guys can afford to have happen. If you're going to battle all the way to the finish, you have got to be hydrated.
Raptors going out now with a whole new group. And Denver also making a switch. Duncan, he's checked in for Pachulia. Well, the one word you can use to describe the Raptors postseason last year, disaster. I mean, Greg, nothing went right for them.
Yeah, I mean, after that great regular season, they were completely just manhandled by the Wizards, swept out of the first round in 4 straight.
And it's Denver with the rebound. Quinn's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Kicks to Snell. It's stolen by McLemore. The drive by Lowry. It's O.J. Mayo on the wing. That is good. Mayo's got 6.
Well, I tell you, the Raptors really were befuddled with how that series went. I mean, they just never got things going and became the first team to get swept with home court advantage in the playoffs since 2011.
And really, he epitomizes what a point guard should be. I mean, his skills as a passer might actually be matched by that creativity he shows around the rim.
Well, judging by that jam, Greg, I'd say you're absolutely right.
Boy, that's a nice surge for them just when they needed it in a game that was so tight.
And guys, that's a big swing right there. I mean, taking the steal and then turning it into 2 easy points on the dunk.
No telling how important that sequence could turn out to be.
And guys, in a game this snug, moments like that are the ones we usually look back on at the end as a difference maker.
And Toronto making a change here. Lawson's checked in. Here is Bayless, guarded by Mayo. And Bayless kicks to Duncan. With the shot. And it's sent back by Howard.
Excellent work there in transition.
Yeah, I think it's always better to go early in transition, to attack when it's there, because oftentimes you can beat the defense down the floor.
And guys, you look at the Raptors last season and how they stumbled at times. You could see that they would have trouble in the postseason with the way they were constructed. I don't think anybody saw a sweep coming, but that's where it ended up being.
Duncan, the pass to O'Quinn, and that comes off the assist by Duncan. O'Quinn's got his 3rd basket of the night right there. Rivers again. It's Lawson. It's O.J. Mayo on the way. The pass to Howard. 8 feet away. And again, it's Toronto converting.
You know, of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is major smash mouth basketball, guys.
They're all about imposing your will offensively, getting exactly the kind of looks their coach drew up.
Rivers. And the foul on Kyle O'Quinn. That is his first foul of the game. And the Raptors making a change here. Nogueira's checked in.
Lucas Nogueira.
Lawson's against Rivers. Now here's Lawson. Defense right on him. Garnett up top. And we've watched 3 so far in this one. Raptors lead by 5. And 4th quarter basketball will be coming your way on 2K Sports right after this. And we're set to start the action up here in the 4th quarter. And if it's anything like the first 3, we should be in for a treat. Raptors leading by 5. A moment now to reset the lineups, brought to us by Gatorade, all fueled up here for the 4th quarter. So for Toronto right now, they've got Lowry. McLemore is out there with Marion. Then it's Nogueira, and it's Bazemore at the 2 spot.
Fast break opportunities do not get any easier than that one off the steal.
Exactly. The defense really no chance to get back.
Lowry drives in. Austin Rivers traded to the Clippers last year. A change of scenery did him well, and he was comfortable coming off the bench.
And that's a great point, Kevin. I mean, he seemed to get steady playing time, and that's what he needed most. And also, he wasn't defined by a position. They were able to find a niche role for him to play in.
He has such terrific form and consistency on his free throws. Beautiful to watch.
No good. Good work defensively by Marion. And here they go. Toronto working the ball around now. Bazemore for three. It fails to fall. Now shooting just a little better than 50%. 5 for 9. That's good.
Great job to hit his teammate on that move, Kevin.
A few possessions into the fourth quarter. Just over a minute played. Lowry against Rivers. From deep. The offensive rebound. Another shot. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for the Raptors.
They keep piling up the assists, and they haven't cooled off at all.
They've consistently drilled the mid-range jumper tonight as well, which has forced the D to come out on them.
And Nogueira drops them both. Denver with a tough year last season. A lot of losses for them on the road as they would go, Clark, only 11-30 away from the Mile High City.
Yeah, and Kevin, they ended the season on a 5-game road losing streak as well. I mean, they had mostly given up at that point as they had tried to develop young players, and it just kind of blew up on them down the stretch.
And Bazemore kicks to Lowry. Down low. Nogueira. And he uses both hands to jam it in.
Boy, he threw out some punishment with that 2-hand throwdown.
And Clark, now's the time to do it. Continue to attack that rim. A big problem for the Nuggets last year is that they just couldn't hit shots away from home. I mean, they finished in the bottom 5 in terms of field goal percentage on the road. That's what we call good defense in the paint. Worth its weight in gold.
It absolutely is, and maybe even more than that. I mean, you saw it right there. Without his presence, that's an easy basket. Hey, I've got one more note on the Nuggets and the road. I mean, when you shoot as poorly as they did, as you mentioned, you start to lose some confidence and second-guess things. It's a lot harder to fight through shooting slumps like that in somebody else's building, no doubt.
And Kent Bazemore, the long-armed lefty out of Old Dominion, where he was the Division I Defensive Player of the Year back in 2011. A 5-year senior. He graduated with 2 degrees, one in criminal justice, the other in human services. And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
I think they've really got to start committing more bodies down low and really kind of close that area off defensively. They are really struggling with fouls, Kevin. It's still early, but one more foul, and they're over the limit.
Ross is checked in for Toronto. Howard dishes to Lawson. That's good. And so Howard with the assist. Lawson's got the lead up to 7 now for the Raptors. And Bazemore grew up in a small town, Kelford, North Carolina. Clark, less than 300 people.
And a very tight-knit community, as you might expect, Kevin. His uncle owned the local diner, and you see that in his demeanor. Very social, a humble guy. He's really a nice presence in the locker room.
Garnett the pass to Lawson. Howard with a screen on Middleton. 4 on the shot clock. Howard kicks to Ross. And that one goes long. The Nuggets trailed by 7. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
Burks dishes to Bledsoe. Misses from short range.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
And, guys, you know that rebounding is a huge part, a huge component of winning games. It's not a glamour stat, but it's necessary if you're going to be a winning team.
And they're going to have a hard time climbing back into this game if they continue to defend like that.
Here's Duncan. Blanketed by the D. He fights to the rim for the layup.
And look at how quick he was to bite on the pump fake. Left his feet way too soon.
Pass to Ross. Outside for Lawson. Now here's Ross. Burks covering.
They're going to have to play really smart on defense now and defend without fouling because they're over the limit. So far in the game for Ross, he's got 8 points and the 1 steal.
And the first one at the line is good.
You know, you've got to like the fact that they're getting to the line. And on top of that, they're making their free throws in this half. That bodes well going forward.
Catching up on the changes for Toronto. Boozer comes in for Kevin Garnett. And it's Kyle Lowry in for Ty Lawson. And a switcher also for Denver. O'Quinn's checked in. In the last few years, the Toronto fans have made a strong case for being the loudest in the league. And Greg, you know, the Air Canada Center can sound like a 60,000 capacity crowd during the playoffs.
It is really unreal. It gives the Raptors a huge advantage here at home. Toronto and Canada will always be hockey first, but they love their Raptors here in the North. And last year's midseason trade had to feel good to Iman Shumpert. Toiling away in New York, injured, uninspired. Boy, did he find new life in Cleveland. Of course, playing next to LeBron can do that for you.
Chris Anderson has checked in for Dwight Howard. Jared Bayless has checked in for Denver. Lowry against Bledsoe. Goes up to the stripe. Offensive rebound.
With the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in control of this game.
And no doubt about it, rebounding is an effort stat, folks. They've been more determined than their opponent thus far.
Lowry for 3. Anderson passes to Boozer. Ross against Duncan. Ross kicks to Boozer. With the fadeaway. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. And for Shumpert last year, Clark, he added the defense and athleticism on the wing that Cleveland so desperately needed.
Yeah, he sure did, Kevin. And he also became a facilitator of all things. I mean, you wouldn't expect that from him, but he averaged over 3 assists a game, easily the best mark of his career.
Good point. Deep 2 from Ross. Nice jump shot from the top of the key. Ross has got the lead up to 13 now for the Raptors. And it's Bledsoe off the drive. Stolen by Anderson. Lowry with the ball. Now guarded by Bledsoe. Lowry dishes to Boozer. Shumpert gets a wide open look. His 3-pointers off the mark. Bledsoe passes to Middleton. Gets stolen by Lowry. Here's Shumpert. Howard down after the assist. Let him into the lane.
Ooh, quick hands on the steal and then just mad hops on the slam.
Great sequence for them defensively and Clark offensively.
Well, one usually leads to the other, Kevin. That's just good, aggressive, attacking basketball at both ends.
Denver calls timeout.
And Iman Shumpert, more athlete than player when he entered the league. 42-inch max vertical, shoulders carved like Michelangelo. But he had a long way to go in terms of his skill set, and you can see that evolution right before your eyes.
And talking about Iman Shumpert, he seemed to learn from working with LeBron and Kyrie last year.
Yes, Shumpert was brought over for his defense, clearly, but as a bonus, his offense improved and got better. Now let's see if he can build on that going forward.
Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
During that break, Coach Mike Malone had some words for his team. He was definitely not pleased. He said, "You guys look lethargic out there," and told them they've got to increase their activity level. He ended the huddle by saying, "This is not going to get the job done. I want to see who's going to step up."
And the Raptors going out now with a whole new group.
Yeah, foolish play. He's got to be thinking out there.
Which he clearly wasn't on that play. Or maybe he was thinking just about something other than basketball.
Well, speaking of thinking, back home, guys, we call that a good old-fashioned brain freeze. And, guys, you know, we talked about it before, but it bears repeating. Dwight Howard may be the best overall rebounder in the last decade. 5 times out of the last 8 years, he's led the league in rebounding. That's almost impossible to do in the modern NBA.
Howard is still Clark, an efficient rebounder, still prolific in fact, but he's no longer dominant. Last year he had not one 20-plus rebound game. Tell me the last time that happened.
Well, you know, this being Dwight's 12th season in the league, Kevin, a lot of wear and tear on him. I think he's trying to fight through it, and he's still very much more than serviceable. Wants to get a ring, and he's doing his part to try to make that happen.
Lawson kicks it to Bazemore. Here's Garnett. Puts the fadeaway right on the money.
Kevin Garnett on a hot streak, a real hot streak. You know, the Nuggets could create their offense, but they still would have trouble knocking down the shots. Just didn't have a lot of dead-eye laser shooters. Every field goal attempt with them was an adventure.
Time call here. The Nuggets decide to talk it over. Nuggets did have their problems on the offensive end, too, something that's rare for them, hitting the open shot and the mid-range shot and beyond being one of them.
You know, Kevin, how about being last in the league in catch-and-shoot field goal percentage? I mean, got a good amount of looks that way, but really struggled shooting only 34% in those situations.
Catching up on the changes for Toronto. Shumpert is checked in for Marion. And it's Lowry in for Ty Lawson. Big group substitution here for Denver. Jefferson's checked in for Kenneth Faried. Tony Snell comes in for Chris Middleton. Miller's checked in for Alec Burks. And it's Udrich in for Eric Bledsoe. And Udrich kicks to Jefferson. Miller outside. Miller with another miss.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And what I like about it, Greg, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it, gritty and rough, but that's how you win games.
Lowry for three. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. The Nuggets trail by 19. Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
Here's Udrich. Lowry covering. Udrich dishes to Snell. And, ooh, he just jams it right over Dwight Howard. Oh, my goodness.
Udrich with the excellent feed that time.
Outside Lowry. Howard setting the pick for Lowry. Out to the right wing. Garnett the pass to Bazemore. Lowry kicks to Howard. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Howard's got 4 points in the quarter. The Nuggets trail by 19. .151 left in the game. Shots good by Miller.
The D just sagged off just enough and no hesitation on his part.
Lowry kicks to Howard. Rebound collected by Snell. Snell's got 3 rebounds now in this one. This one for 3. The shot, no good. Good work defensively by Lowry.
And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority. Very decisive. It can definitely be considered a statement win for the Raptors.
Clark, looking at both these teams, they're great rebounders, and on any given night, you might not know who would have the advantage on the boards.
Yeah, but they did a better job tonight. They made the most of the extra rebounds, too.
And so with this win, they'll move to 6 victories on the season.
And so many key players that you could point to tonight, but in particular, a great game for Kyle Lowry. Just an outpouring of points from him. Nobody could do much to keep him from dropping it in.
Time called here. The Nuggets decide to talk it over. They're losing by 18. 122 left to play here in the fourth. McLemore's checked in for Toronto. Kenneth Faried's checked in for Denver. There's the pick. And Udrich kicks to Miller. Good ball movement here by the Nuggets. And that one is hammered home.
Solid work on the back end of that play.
Yeah, finished hard with two hands on the stuff.
Yeah, nothing extravagant, guys, but again, no need on that one.
Outside Mayo. Now here's McLemore outside. The shot misses. Now Denver takes it the other way. Now Udrich. Outside Jefferson. He feeds it to Udrich. And he's good on the three ball.
And they're on the kind of run that could have made a difference had it just started a little earlier.
Yeah, but I think the only reason they're on this run is because the defense has relaxed a little bit, knowing the game is basically in the bag.
About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. And here is Mayo. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation.
Nuggets ball.
And so Toronto takes this one, but by a big margin. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight.
Well, you know, it makes a big difference. I mean, you never felt like they had any doubts that they'd come out on top.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, Clark Kellogg, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. Now time to send you over to the award-winning Ernie Johnson for the postgame show with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith.
Let's take them back.
Yeah, 94. As the preacher takes the pulpit, fix your coat, prepare for 40 below spit. 7 days of heaven's ways and hang-ups. Chris and Ryan again, and we wishing anybody who isn't wishing us well bankrupt. A L and whatever else ain't up. As far as me, I'm still calling my expendables, cause it's hard to believe.